Hi there, this is Akash from NIT. Welcome to this course, ELK Framework. In this course, we'll be discussing three major topics, that is Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana. Elasticsearch is a real-time distributed and open source full-text search and analytics engine. It is used in single-page application projects. Elasticsearch is an open source developed in Java and used by many big organizations around the world. It is licensed under the Apache License version 2.0. In this course, you will learn in detail the basics of Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana and its important features. So let's begin. So ELK frameworks and its usage. So what are the topics we'll be covering in this course? We'll be talking about the need for log analysis, the ELK stack, Elasticsearch overview, and we'll be talking about Logstash, Kibana in detail. Then we will move to ELK data pipeline, ELK stack installation. The last topic, we will see how to install the various framework on Windows operating system, as well as we'll see how to install it on Linux operating system. Let's go to the next slide. Log provide us with necessary information on how our system is behaving. Log vary by their content, so will their uses. So analysis of logs for an e-commerce site can help figure out whether packages from specific locations are returned repeatedly and probably reason for the same. So log is very important to get all this information, and we can do the analysis based on the captured logs from the various sources. As you can see in this picture, the logs can be from Apache server, from MySQL, from Need framework, from Rabbit, and from Redis. All this, and there are many sources which can generate logs, and these logs can be used for the analysis purpose. Some of the common use cases where log is helpful, as you can see, there is issue debugging. Then the next is performance analysis, security analysis, predictive analysis, and Internet of Things IoT. Now let's talk about issue debugging. Debugging is one of the most common reason to enable logging within your application. The simplest and most frequent used for a debug log is to grab for a specific error message or event occurrence. So that's the reason performance analysis. Log analysis helps optimize or debug system performance and give essential inputs around bottlenecks in the system. Understanding a system's performance is often about understanding resource usage in the system. Logs can help analyze individual resource usage in the system, behavior of multiple threads in the application, potential deadlock conditions, and so on. Security analysis. Logs play a vital role in managing the application security for any organization. They are particularly helpful to detect security breaches, application misuse, malicious attack, and so on. Next is predictive analysis. Predictive analysis is one of the hot trend of recent times. Logs and events data can be used for very accurate predictive analysis. Predictive analysis model helps in identifying potential customer resource planning, inventory management, and optimization, workload efficiency, and efficient resource scheduling. It is also helps guide the marketing strategy, user segment targeting, ad placement strategies, and so on. Finally, the last one is Internet of Things and logging. Why log is important in IoT? When it comes to IoT devices, it is vital that the system is monitored and managed to keep downtime to a minimum and resolve any important bugs or issues swiftly. Since these devices should be able to work with little human interventions and may exist on large geographical scale, log data is expected to play a crucial role in understanding system behavior and reducing downtime. So these are some of the use cases where logs has a very vital role to play. And in this course, we are going to learn how to grab these logs from the various sources using beats, Logstash, and push these logs in the Elasticsearch, which is a search engine, and use Kibana to visualize these data into proper visual representation format. Okay, so let's move to the next part of it. Let's talk about ELK stack. So in ELK stack, these are the four framework which you can see on the screen. The most important one, the first is Elasticsearch. We'll be talking more about it. The next is Logstash. It basically helps to um, grab the logs from the various sources. Kibana helps to visualize the data into visual representation using charts, bar graph, and so on. Beats is basically into collecting data, only merely collecting data from the or distributed collection of data. So we'll be talking more in detail about it on the next slide. Let's talk about Elasticsearch and let's have a look at the Elasticsearch overview. Elasticsearch is an Apache license-based search server. It was developed by Shea Bannon and published in 2010. It is now maintained by Elasticsearch BV. Its latest version is 7.4. It's a real-time distributed open source full text search and analytic engine. It is used in single page application project, as I have already discussed. The searching capabilities are backed by schemaless Apache Lucene engine, which allow it to dynamically index data. Elasticsearch is used by many big companies such as GitHub, SoundCloud, Foursquare, Netflix, and many others. Some of the use cases are as follows. And let's see where Elasticsearch is used or which company uses for what purpose. The first example you can see is Wikipedia. This uses Elasticsearch to provide a full text search and provide functionalities such as search as you type and did you mean suggestion. Second is the Guardian. This uses Elasticsearch to process 40 million documents per day, provide real-time analytics of site traffic across the organization, and help understand audience and engagement better. The next is SoundCloud. This uses Elasticsearch to provide real-time search capabilities for millions of users across geographies. The last one, GitHub. This uses Elasticsearch to index over 8 million code repositories and index multiple events across the platform, hence providing real-time search capabilities across it. So these are some of the use cases where Elasticsearch are used. Let's go to the next topic. The next topic is Logstash. So let's talk more about Logstash. Logstash is a tool um, based on the filter pipes pattern for gathering, processing, and generating the logs or events. Logstash is written by JRuby programming language that runs on the JVM, that is Java Virtual Machine. Hence, you can run Logstash on different platform. As you all know, any platform which has JVM, it can run the software written in Java programming language. Logstash, it basically collects different types of data like logs, packets, events, transactions, timestamp data, etc. And these data can be transformed and can be filtered, and later it can be pushed into Elasticsearch from where the Kibana as a tool can extract those data and do some visualization of those data for the analysis purpose. What are the key features of Logstash? There are basically three key features important. The first is centralized data processing. Logstash helps build a data pipeline that can centralize data processing. With the use of varieties of plugins for input and output, it can convert a lot of different input sources to a single common format. The next is support for custom log format. Logs written by different applications often have particular formats specific to the application. Logstash helps parse and process custom format on a large scale. It provides support to write your own filters for tokenization and also provides ready-to-use filters. The last is plugin development. Custom plugins can be developed and published, and there is a large variety of custom developed plugins already available. So these are few theoretical part of Logstash. We'll be dealing more practical later on the later slides. Let's move to the next and let's have a look at Kibana. Kibana is an open source Apache 2.0 licensed. It's a data visualization platform that helps in visualizing any kind of structured and unstructured data stored in Elasticsearch indexes. As I told you, Kibana is an open source browser-based visualization tool mainly used to analyze large volume of logs in the form of line graph. So using these logs and using Kibana, you can draw some line graph, bar graph, pie charts, heat map, region map, coordinate map, gauze, goals, timeline, etc. The visualization makes it easy to predict or to see the changes in trend of errors or other significant events of the input source. So visualization is very important. It gives you more inputs and more information. So if you just have a look at the raw data, you may not be able to analyze the content, but if you have a visual representation of those data, you can be in a better position to do the prediction. So that's where Kibana comes into picture. So it extracts all the data from the Elasticsearch and it converts those data into visual representation. As you can see in the picture, there are so many graphs and some meters over here. Okay, so these are some numerical value which has been converted into visual format for better understanding and for better prediction. Kibana works in synchronization with Elasticsearch and Logstash, which together forms the so-called ELK stack. Let's move on to the next slide. Let's talk about ELK data pipeline. So how basically this ELK stack works. You can have a look at this picture here. So there are many microservices running on different platform which basically gathers the log. So Logstash, the main task of the Logstash is to grab these logs which are generated from various sources and transform and filter those logs and push it into Elasticsearch engine. Okay. Then the Kibana, which is a tool which connects with Elasticsearch using HTTP protocol, and it extracts the data from here and converts those data into visual representation or visual form, which can be used by the people for analysis and for prediction purpose. Logstash reads multiple logs, not just one log, it can read multiple logs from various sources at the same time. The output of Logstash is shipped, or you can say it is pushed to Elasticsearch, and the data in the Elasticsearch, that is inside the search engine, then can be queried by the Kibana. So Kibana as a tool, it will fire a query on Elasticsearch by using HTTP protocol, and then it will convert those data into visual representation. Let's talk about ELK stack installation. Now, to do the things practically, you have to install some of the softwares over here. You have to make the things ready, the environment ready to play with it. To up the system to run ELK, following are the software need to be installed. The first one is the JDK version 8 or above. You can download from Oracle website and install it. The next is Elasticsearch. You have to visit to this particular website called elastic.co, and you can download the Elasticsearch, the latest one, that is 10.4.0. Logstash, you can visit the same website, and Kibana also can be downloaded from the same website. So, well, I'll be showing it how to download and how to install Elasticsearch uh, uh, in the next few minutes. So let's